to dwell on the failure, to indulge in the fear. And now you're standing in a life built by that unconscious architecture. So tear it down, man. Replace it. Choose something different. This is the pivot point. This is where the moment where the thought becomes a throne or your tomb. Most men live as if thoughts are harmless, as if what they allow in their mind isn't shaping their destiny, as if imagination is merely there for entertainment, not instruction. But the truth is so much more dangerous, so much more divine in a way. You become what you think about. Earl Nightingale, he called it the strangest secret in the world. Not because it was hidden. I mean, it's right here in front of us the whole time. Yet almost no one lives it. It's like standing next to an atomic bomb with the safety off and using it to warm your hands. That's how fucking dangerous this is. This one law governing everything. What you dwell on determines what you develop. You guys, and your thoughts are the seeds. Your emotions are the water. And action is the sunlight. Now, the reality that you have, that's the harvest. This isn't a philosophy, guys. This is physics. Thoughts are energy. Emotion is a frequency. Behavior is a vibration. Reality is resonance. And your life is nothing more than an echo of what you're broadcasting internally. You're not trying to just succeed. You're reproducing your inner state over and over again like a damn copy machine that never stops printing. And I hear. Don't take my word for it either, guys, okay? Look at Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, Stoic philosopher, and a wartime leader. He said, a man's life is what his thoughts make of it. And that wasn't just poetry. That was tactical wisdom from a man who ruled a fucking empire. And James Allen from As a Man Thinketh, he put it even clear. A man is literally what he thinks. His character being the complete sum of all of his thoughts. Not figuratively, but literally here. He becomes what he rehearses. William James, the father of modern psychology, took it even further. The greatest discovery of his generation, he said, of my generation, is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Alter your mind, alter your life. Not a maybe here, not eventually, infallibly, he said. If you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly attain it. Only you must wish these things and wish them exclusively. What the fuck does that mean? The mind doesn't deliver what you kind of want. It delivers what you obsess over with sacred consistency. Pre-workout, getting ready for the gym. But let's take this even deeper, okay? Neuroscience now confirms what the mystics always knew. According to Joe Dispenza, nerve cells that fire together wire together. Every time you think the same thought or feel the same emotion and make the same decision, you strengthen your pathway in your brain. Your mind becomes a predictable machine. Like if you're constantly thinking lack, feeling lack, living lack, try thinking power, feeling power, living power. Your biology bends to your beliefs. And that's not some spiritual woo-woo talk either, guys. This is what they call epigenetics. It's measurable. You are not just a body with a mind. You are a transmitter. And whatever you think about long enough, you broadcast. And the field brings you that matching frequency. Like a cosmic Amazon delivery service that doesn't care whether you ordered a throne or a tragedy. You ever heard of Bob Proctor? I fucking love that guy. Rest in peace. But he said this for decades. Thoughts become things. If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. This isn't motivational fluff either. This is the master key. Napoleon Hill even said it. He's like divine law in Think and Grow Rich. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Your results do not lie. They are perfect, cruel mirrors of your most dominant thoughts. You do not attract what you wish, you attract what you are. And what you are is determined by what you dwell upon. Even modern brain imaging supports this, guys. The DMN, your default mode network, is a neural network in your brain that activates when you daydream or imagine. And here's the dangerous beauty. The brain doesn't distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. It does not know the difference. When you visualize success with conviction, your brain wires itself for that success as if it already happened. And the same chemicals release. The same neural paths light up, and you become it before it actually becomes real in your life. And that's what the real meaning behind ask and you shall receive. The ask is mental and the receive is inevitable if the mental state becomes your emotional home. In quantum physics, the observer effect proves that the act of observation changes the outcome. What you look at with focused intention, you influence. The double slit experiment shocked the world when scientists found that electrons behave differently when observed, meaning the consciousness of the observer alters the physical reality. Wrap your head around that. You're not just a participant, you're a co-creator. What you expect, you invite, and what you anticipate, you accelerate. Now, not to get religious here, but Jesus said it this way in Mark 9:23. All things are possible to him who believes, not to him who works the hardest, not to him who gets lucky, not to him, to him who believes. That's not religion, guys. That's resonance. The Bible repeats this law constantly. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23. That means your life is not dictated by circumstance, but by assumption. Whatever you believe deeply enough becomes your world. So what happens when a man keeps thinking about fear, keeps thinking about his past, keeps thinking about his trauma, when he thinks about lack or betrayal or abandonment or failure? His subconscious accepts it as instruction, and his nervous system responds as if it's real. His decisions follow suit, and his body moves in alignment with that belief. And slowly, invisibly, he becomes the very thing he was trying to avoid. That's why most men live out of self-fulfilling prophecies. They worry that they'll be broke, so they never take a risk. Or they fear rejection, so they never lead. Or they dread failure, so they never build. And what's left? A life of surviving and not actually living. But you, yes, you can break it. Right now, not by hustling harder, not by grinding until your eyeballs fell out, but by taking dominion over your mind. You must guard your thoughts like a general guards their castle gate, because every thought you allow in, it's either building your kingdom or burning it down. You must visualize what you desire, guys. Assume it. Feel it. Believe it. And act as if it's already done. Not because this stuff is like fake, wishy, woo-woo, but because it's faith. Your subconscious doesn't need proof. It needs repetition. You repeat the vision over and over and over again. Rehearse the emotion. What is it going to feel like to be the person that you want to become? And just trust this law. You become what you think about, period. And do you still doubt it? Consider Dr. Bruce Lipton, his work on the biology of belief. He showed how cells respond to your thoughts. Your perception literally rewrites your biochemistry. You are not a victim of your genes. You are the author of your expression. Your thoughts change your cells, and your cells create your life. That means you can think your way into sickness if you wanted to, or into strength, into despair, or into destiny. The problem is not that the law doesn't work. It's that you've been using it unconsciously to imagine the worst case scenario, to dwell on the failure, to indulge in the fear. And now you're standing in a life built by that unconscious architecture. So tear it down, man. Replace it. Choose something different. This is the pivot point. This is where the moment where the thought becomes a throne or your tomb. You must decide, what will I think about now? Will I think about who abandoned me? Will I think about the terrible shit that happened to me when I was younger? Will I think about how all of my trauma is affecting my relationship today? Will I think about how I might fail if I really want to do the thing that I want to do? Will I think about the fear of failure or the inevitability of success? Your mind is the soil here. Your thought is the seed, and emotion is the water. Your emotion can either be water or poison. You are always farming constantly. The only question is, are you growing corn or are you growing cyanide? The world is full of men stuck in their own mental manure, wondering why their life always smells like defeat. But you were meant for more. So stop reacting and start directing, and stop hoping and start assuming. Stop begging and start becoming. Everything changes when you take this law seriously, guys. Everything. So say it out loud right now. I become what I think about. Again, louder. I become what I think about. This can be your gospel now, your declaration, your command. If you need help mastering it, rewiring your thoughts, aligning your emotions, and building the results that match your potential, guys, take advantage of the link that's down below in the description. You can book a free call with me, and I'll help you walk through this process. Because every second you delay, you're reinforcing the old pattern. You need to get in there and disrupt that pattern. Let me remind you, too, you're not stuck. Okay? You're just hypnotized by your history. Let's reframe that. Not stuck, I'm hypnotized. I'm not stuck, caught in an old pattern. It's time to wake up. It's time to step in and take the wheel. Because the strangest secret in the world is no longer a secret, guys. The question is, are you going to live it? Or are you going to die repeating the same thoughts that built your prison? And you already know the answer to that question. So think it into existence. Let's go. I'll see you on the call.